What is mind spirituality? Spirituality means living with the truth or integrating our life with the truth. Mind spirituality means integrating truth with the mind. What does that mean? What is simple? We need to understand mind well to understand mind spirituality. What is mind? Mind is flow of thoughts. Vritti pravaha iti manaha. How the thoughts are created? Because of the past data. So basically, mind is a past data based program. Body acts because of the genetic memory which has been programmed. So it is an inherited mind. After birth, the newborn baby cannot identify anything, whether Rama or a rifle or a tiger or anything, because the brain, it is the conditioned or programmed gradually from the birth, and we acquire knowledge, and this interprets and gives thoughts as a outflow. So basically, mind as a computer, it receives from the senses, it analyzes, and it gives output as a thoughts. So flow of thought is the mind. Its output is from the brain only. The mind can be different in different times. For example, when we are left side hemisphere dominant, it is a reactionary mind. Through the science, we say, when we do EEG, we do appreciate 14 to 30 hertz. We call it as beta activity of electrical waves in the brain. When we just close our eyes, the reactionary mind will become intuitive, what we call it as alpha level of activity. The electrical activity will be between 9 to 13 hertz. When we go deeper we go to deep sleep, probably between 1 to 3 hertz. In between, we do experience 4 to 8 hertz. We call it as theta level activity. So the mind differs depending on the activity of the brain. Basically, mind is a brain stuff. This mind has to be possessed like how we possess our body, how we possess our watch, how we possess our computer. So in the similar way, this mind we need to possess. We need to take refuge in the inner present. Inner present is just a silent center behind. On the top of it, there is a superficial reality where we are in the relative existence, in the perception. In the perception, the mind, body, and ecosystem comes into play. So, the mind stuff is in the brain, because it is being loaded through the genetics or through the acquired memory after birth. That's why when we are in the intrauterine life or in the mother's womb, we don't experience the mind. It has some reactions, reflexes, but not the mind. Mind is absent. That's why it's a Buddha state. When we are in the silent beings, in the intrauterine life, or a newborn period, or in the deep sleep. So, mind is a subtle part of the body. It can be inherited as a body, and it can be acquired. But this has to be used properly, because it acts like a projector. The virtual reality, what we appreciate in the outer present, is created out of the brain. This is the mind stuff. So, the mind can be subconscious in the form of programming. It can be conscious. It can be superconscious. So these are all different dimensions of the mind only. We need to use this mind like a living instrument, because it acts like a projector. It gives a clarity, a whole existence, but it is in the superficial reality. The deeper reality is free from the mind. That's why important to dissolve the mind, which I am going to come later, because we need to understand what is mind. We need to discipline the mind. Because why we need to discipline? Because if we don't discipline, we have overloads of the mind. It may be work level, or time level, or information level, or requirement level, even family level. We may have overload of the mind. So that all causes, a lot of mental health disorders like depression, suicides, psychotic disorders, post-traumatic stress disorders. There are so many mental health problems which, if we do not have a disciplined mind, we land up there. We do come across dualities of the mind. There is a praise, there is a blame. Both can occur. There is a gain, there is a loss. Both can occur. There is a health, there is a illness. There is a honesty, there is a corruption. There is a pleasure, there is a pain. There is a love, there is a hate. There is a craving, there is aversion. So, with this type of mind, there are certain imbalances can occur to, because of that, mind disciplining is important. We need to have a positive mind so that it is helpful for our life. We can, have a few disciplines like acceptance. When we accept whatever is, our body chemistry is harmonious. If we don't accept, stress chemicals will come out. There are certain situations where we need to forgive. If we don't forgive, it acts like a wounded brain which can malfunction. So, Whether right or wrong, we need to learn to forgive. We need to have a positive attitude. Whatever happens, happens for good. We need to peek out of it rather than getting into negative balance. Of course, in the mind discipline, to maintain that, we need to have a happy state, happiness. And on happiness, we are going to have a happy tools of existence, which in some other video I am going to cover. Of course, we need to have a discipline of requirement-based life rather than over-possessing. It's a burden. Whenever you over-possess, maintenance is a burden. So in life, we need to have a mind discipline of requirement-based, need-based. We need to be responsive than the reactive. Reactive is only left side brain, active, beta level of activity. Responsive means we go back to our original silent state, that deeper reality, the inner present, and then we assess and then respond, act upon later. Of course, the mind needs a decision to do in the present so that can create a better future. You need to act upon in the present. Meditation, spiritual journey, silence, going for silence, these are all required to dissolve the mind, to control the mind, so that we can blossom our uniqueness, we can do some service, we can contribute to the society, have a satisfaction in life. The mind, which is, heightening the mind, is through positive attitude, positive thinking, positive action. Basically, mind to be used as a tool, living instrument. And it can create either the God or devil within you. So whatever you experience is happening within you, that we need to be aware of. Once if we are aware, then it's better you can use this mind as a tool in mind spirituality. Because by default, we are referring to the past, we are not in the present, or worried about the future. By default, if we are conscious, if we are in the present, yes, you can use mind as a tool so that you can make a contribution to the society and create a meaning to life. Thank you.